So in modern dating, the goal is supposed to be marriage, but we know nowadays a lot of men are reluctant to get married. And surprisingly enough, there are definitely a lot of women that don't want to get married at all. They just want to have a baby and go on about their life, use you for your seed, and chuck the deuces. There's a lot of men who want to get married, and specifically the ones who do want to get married, and it's highly recommended for those who want to have children unless you're caked up. But we all have different takes on this, and I'm going to play this clip with Corey Holcomb where he actually talks about some stuff, and I'm going to give you my commentary. Let's get into the clip.
Most of the time when you get married, you be like, hey man, this bitch ain't right. That's why I ain't married her anyway. That's why she trying to force me to marry her. She want to validate herself by imposing herself on you by saying, if you don't marry me, I'ma leave. The best thing you could do if you in that situation is let her leave. Man. Now I know it's easier said than done because a hurt heart is real.
That's well.
A hurt heart is real. But trust me when I tell you, if you want your soul to be intact, get the fuck away from any bitch to try to force you to marry her. Because that's a wicked bitch. That ain't even a woman place to be trying to make you marry her.
Very interestingly articulated by the great Corey Holcomb. Listen, he's got an opinion on that, and I can see where he's coming from. But this is where it comes around to honesty again. And I'm a huge proponent of honesty. When it comes to dating, we should be dating with intention, correct? Especially the ladies. You tell the ladies you want a low body count, you want women to date with intention, but there should be no compulsion when it comes to marriage. It's something that if this is someone who I'm interested in and I see it going somewhere, then of course I'll marry her. If it's someone I can't do without. But fellas, you also need to be honest with the woman up front as well. Ladies, you can't spend time trying to convince somebody to marry you. If within those first conversations, if you're with the man and he's telling you, I have no interest in being married, don't think that you can change his mind. And you need to stand on what it is that you believe in as a woman. Because you have, depending on where you are in life, you have a man that may want to marry. But a lot of women can stay in marriages 10, 15 years and are engaged and still never get married, and they want to get married. Because for women, a lot of times it shows that they're graduating to another step. It's a status symbol to have that ring, even though they're not wives. And ladies, you should be, if that's something that you want, you should become a wife first before you actually get married. And if that man is not a husband off top, why are you wasting time? Why are you fucking and sucking, doing all these incredible things if he has no intention on marrying you? Now, as I said earlier, a lot of women really don't want to get married. As much as men don't, a lot of women don't want to get married. It seems like they want to use your seed, have a baby. The new weddings are baby showers, as I've said in the past, and just go on about their lives. They don't really care. It doesn't really matter. This empowerment thing, this female empowerment thing, this single motherhood thing that has basically become so popular in media. Every woman wants to be a bad bitch or independent businesswoman, and the man is just there just to impregnate her, and after that he's out of the business. You even got lesbian couples who just include the man just to get them pregnant or whatever, then go about the business. We see a lot of that popping up on social media. The lesbians are pregnant and they're not going to these banks a lot of times. They're having a dude knock them up and then go on. But as far as a man, you don't ever let a woman force you to marry her. And a lot of guys are giving ultimatums, but you need to be realistic. How long has she been talking about this? Is this something that she brought up initially? Is this something that she feels strongly about? Do you feel like she's a wife? Are you in the position to marry her? If not, then you need to be bone cold honest and stop stringing these women. With you being honest, a lot of times she'll be there for you. She'll stick around instead of her leaving. Especially if you're a good man. You're not trying to get married, because marriage nowadays, especially with this government contract, can completely destroy you. Whoever goes into the relationship or this marriage contract, has the most to lose, even though men tend to get the short end of the stick when it comes to divorce. Divorce rates, what is it at, 70, 75% now or something like that? Something crazy. it's not even worth it. So people are opting for life partners, long-term relationships, and there's ways around it where you can still live happily ever after and in love. You must love in such a way that the person you love feels free. Is JR a proponent of marriage? Yes, marriage is awesome. But once the government is involved with it, I'm not a fan of it. And I feel like anyone should be able to come and go as they please. If you don't want to be with me anymore, then by all means go for it. You shouldn't be stuck with me, and I shouldn't have to pay you once you decide to leave me for whatever reason that you make up. Totally unfair. If you break up or have a divorce, there's going to be someone that wants the relationship. It's very rare that both people just don't want the relationship. Somebody's going to want to keep the relationship. And there's going to be a bitter party for the most part out of both. And there's going to be one party that is going to make things hard on the other. And it's not fair, it's not right, but this is how the family court system is set up. It will drive you crazy and punish you and make you lose everything, fellas. And I understand it's just not worth it. It's definitely not worth it. You don't want to get caught up in a situation like that. So I can understand your reluctance. I can be with a woman long term and never get married. We can have a pseudo marriage, but I'm not signing paperwork. Put a ring on your finger. I can call you wifey. This is my wife. This is my husband. We marry under God, but I'm not about to sign no contract in terms of that, because that's not necessary. And any woman who says that she has to have this or she has to have that, or she's not marrying you, or I'm not going to marry you unless you give me this, or I'm not going to have a courthouse wedding or anything like that, man, get up out of here. Don't ever let a woman force you, because you are the one that's in control of the marriage, not her. She's in control of access to the womb. You are in control of the marriage and putting a ring. These women trying to marry themselves and stuff like that we see, man, cut it out. Cut out the foolery. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about what Corey said. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. Helps to support the channel. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. With that being said, much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen below, and that's where I'm going to see you guys at. This is Wisdom. I'm out of here. Peace.
Yeah. 50 Cent. 50. Part 2. Bring it back. Yeah. Can't forget Tony. 50. Yeah. Yeah. 50 Cent. 50. Part 2. Bring it back. Yeah. Can't forget Tony. 50. Yeah. Can't forget Tony. 50.